So you can start by sitting onto your chair. Isn't that a nice idea? Right, so sit towards the front of your chair. Just hook your feet kind of underneath your knees, if that makes sense. So you want to be able to feel like you're going to be able to stand up at some point. Hang the arms heavy down the sides. You're going to tuck the chin in, going into a little half a roll down. You can round the spine, so going into a C curve. And then you can start shifting your weight forward. So your shoulders come forward and you actually stand all the way up, but come down into the bottom of your roll down position. So your bum is up in the air, your legs are soft, so your knees are soft, arms are heavy, neck is relaxed. Tummy engaged, and start restacking the spine, coming all the way up into a tall standing position. Your feet stay where they are. You stand up nice and tall. Hinge your bum backwards and sit yourself gently, 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 down onto the chair. So you want to sit as slowly as you can. So we're doing eccentric, which is lengthening control of your quad muscles. Okay. I don't want to hear. Imagine you're sitting down into an egg and you actually don't want to crush it, which is silly. Anyway, roll the shoulders forward, chin down, arms hang heavy, shift your weight forward and lift the bum down to the bottom of your roll down position. So get that stretch in the back lines of your body, and then engage the tummy muscles and slowly start restacking the spine. It's a little bit of like you can create a little bit of flow, so kind of go into your own time. Stand up tall and then hinge the bum backwards. Sit yourself as gently as you can. You'll feel it takes quite a lot of control in terms of feet and legs and all that stuff. And then roll yourself forward. We're going to do just one or two more. Hinge yourself forward, lift the bum, sag yourself down towards the floor. Get a nice little stretch and then start restacking the spine, coming all the way back up. Let's do one more because it's actually quite nice. Sitting down gently, 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 gently. Lovely, very nice. And then roll the chin forwards, arms hang heavy, standing all the way up at the bottom of your roll down again. Hold for a few seconds. And then slowly all the way back up. There we go. I'm going to do a basic little, I'm just going to move back a little bit for space. I'm going to do a basic little sit to stand. So it's still standing with your feet shoulder width apart or hip distance apart. You're going to send your bum down and backwards. Just touch the chair with your bum and then come back up again. So you're not allowed to quite plonk all the way down. And check that your knees are staying in line with your toes. And you just touch the chair and then come down again. You might need to move your feet back a little bit more. So you can kind of touch with the top of your thighs. You don't actually have to touch all the way with your bum. There we go. Oh, bless me. And gently down, just touch. And up. Watch the knees, watch the knees. Knees are super important. So if you can't get all the way down to touch the bum to the chair, rather keep that good knee alignment with the feet. Try and keep the toes flat if you can. So keep your weight evenly distributed over the feet. It's actually super hard when you start thinking about it. Because so often we just kind of plonk ourselves down into a chair, you know. There we go. Almost done. Coming back up. One more. Down, touch, and standing all the way up. There we go. And relax. Okay, stand at the back of your chair. So, well, behind your chair. You can just move yourselves, to the back is fine. Okay, you're going to hold on to the back of your chair. Feet are going to still be hip distance apart. Knees are straight. You're going to go up onto your toes. So as high as you can, right into the balls of your feet, and then slowly back down. And just going up and down. And if you're feeling inspired, then you could see if you can balance. But you want to make sure that your heels don't suddenly start doing funny, wonky sickle movements. So where you create that C shape with your heel movement, you want it to go straight up and down. Yeah. We're doing a little bit of eccentric work today. What I want you to do on the next one is go up and hold. Stop there. Take your right foot away. See if you can keep the height on your left heel. So don't let it drop as you take your right foot away, and lower slowly back down. Put the right foot down, go up with both legs. Take the right foot away again, and lower slowly back down. Put the right foot down. Okay, so you go up, right foot goes away, lengthen, control down, right foot back down. Up, with 2 to go. And slowly down. And your calf has to work a ton harder when you're forcing it to lengthen as you drop your heel. Pause for a second, and then you can go on to the other side. So going up with both legs, take the left foot away and lower it slowly back down to the foot. Up, try and keep the knees straight if you can. The other thing that the body tries to do is that as you try and lift the heels, your body will try and do like a squat to get your heels up. So keep your knees locked with this one. The one time in Pilates that we say lock your knees, not often. 3 to go. Shift the weight to the right, lower slowly down. Trying to avoid the plonking that's going to want to happen. And slowly back down. And then put the feet down. You can just wriggle out the ankle, turn a couple of circles with the feet. It's a bit, yeah, slightly annoying. Okay, feet are going to be wide. So just to the outside, so your heels are kind of on the edge. Bless you. Also had the sneezes, Nana. So your feet are going to be heels just on the edge of your mat, quite far away from your chair. So your chair is there to help you balance a little bit. You're going to come down into a wide-ish squat as low as you can. Then you're going to come up, lift your right leg, right arm, and imagine you're reaching across your body. There we go. And then come back down. And then go to the other side. Lift the left leg, left arm goes up and over to the right, and then come down. And what I want you to do with this one is try and create as much length as you can from the tips of your right toe to the tips of your right fingers, and then tips of the left toes, tips, the stretch. So you get quite a big stretch and quite a big involvement of your oblique muscles. If you can do that one, there you go. Nice, you move. With the runs on your nose, that's no good. And up and over. It's a good one to get out of. One more to each side. Stretch. So even yourself out. I think we were going over to the left. Stretch. And squat one last time. Stand back up nice and straight. Very nicely done. Feel okay? Okay, so standing in the front of your chair. I'm just moving mine around. Don't worry about moving yours. I want you to stand quite far forwards in front of your chair. So right to the front edge-ish of your mat. Then you're going to stand on your right leg, hook your left foot. So just the top of your left foot onto the chair. Is that okay? All right, now, Dad, you might need to move that foot, your standing leg forwards about half a foot even. So quite a bit, yeah, that's it. So you want, as you're standing there, the top of your foot is on the chair, your thighs are in the straight line. There we go. Hands on the hips, tummy nice and tight. You're going to lean back just a little bit till you feel that tension in your bent knee. Yeah? Bend that standing leg down and then up. Keep the tummy tight. Look at one point. Who's swimming? Is that Craig? And up and down. So you've got a little bit of a back lean, just so you're creating tension in that left knee. You could hook your toes if you want to. You can do it that way, but you might find the toes take a bit of strain. Kind of depends on your toes. I'm on the best chair for this one. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And up, and you can unhook that foot, change over. So try and get that, stand in the same position with your other side. So your standing foot is quite far forward. You hook your top of your foot or your toes. So it can be ball of the foot. Yeah, see what works best. Then lean yourself back till you feel that tension in your right leg. And then bend the left knee down. A little bit less comfortable. And up. And now maybe glance at your knee and your toe and see whether your left knee is keeping in a nice straight line with your left toes. Good. You should feel both legs are working. So the one's getting a bit of an eccentric stretch. The other one's getting a concentric, so contracting workout. Last 2. Last one. And unhook that foot. Shake out the legs a little bit. Do you feel the quads? Yeah, okay, not just me. Great. All right, I'm going to move my chair again. You can move your chairs all the way to the back of your mat. So literally just slide it backwards. Yep, that's fine. No, they won't slide. True. Okay, both hands on your chair. Unless you want to be facing me, you could put your chairs on the front edge of your mat, whatever suits you. Possibly. Okay. So I want you to go into what is your 4-point position. So you're going to have your feet, which is sometimes your knees, under your hips, and your wrists under your shoulders. You can, if you want to, turn your hands, Dad, maybe, sideways down the chair. So just point the fingers down towards the floor, depending on how the wrists feel. Pull the tummy nice and tight. Find your neutral spine if you can. So you want to have a little bit of a curve in the lower back, pushing up between the shoulder blades and looking a couple of feet in front of the back of the chair, if that makes sense. So kind of through the back of the chair. Now pull the tummy tight. I want you to slide the left foot back and just hold it there. So your toes touching the mat. See if you can shift your hips a little bit over to the left. So you will have shifted over to the right. So try and just create that little bit of tension shifting to the left. Take your right hand off the chair and just past the back of the chair, and then lift that left leg. Just hold it there for a few seconds. Soften your right knee. So see if you can get that a little bit bent. The tummy's still tight, the hips are level. Go. And then placing that hand and place the foot back down. Change over to the other side. Now see if you can not shift too much over to the left. Slide the right foot back. Take the left hand forwards. Lift the right leg up. Tummy tight. Shift that weight over to the right if you can. Don't let the bum wiggle out to the left. Sit and hold. Keep the tummy tight. So spine neutral if you can. And then slowly down to the hand and slowly down to the foot. Right. I'm going to add on a little bit to that one. So you're going to take your left hand back, left foot back, right hand forwards, lifting them up, tummy nice and tight. And then I want you to round your spine. So soften the leg that you're standing on, round your spine, bring your elbow to your knee, and then straightening out again. And then bend, elbow to knee, and straightening out. Use your tummy muscles if you can to pull that elbow into the knee. Breathe out as you connect the elbow to the knee if you can. Almost done. Last two. Last one. And then straighten it out nice and long. And then bring the hand and the foot back down. And you might notice that you've shifted yourself backwards a little bit. Or are you naked? Okay, if you've got clothes on, you can come past. Okay. Nudity is not acceptable online. Okay. Take your right foot back, left hand forwards. Float them up. The fear in the room is palpable. Bend your left knee slightly, so just have it soft. And then rounding your spine, take your elbow to your knee. Careful that your weight doesn't shift back onto your leg only. So keep your shoulder over your wrist on the right side. And straighten out. And out nice and long. That's 4. 2 more to go. 5. Last one. Round the spine. Keep that knee soft. Out nice and long. Pause. And then put the hand and the foot back down. With your knees still soft, you're going to just round the spine. So go into a cat stretch. Looking to your tummy. Lifting up into the lower back as much as you can. And then uncurl the tailbone, let the tummy come down, let the chest come forwards. Gaze can lift a little bit, going into a bit of an extension. And then rounding the spine again, pull the tailbone underneath, tuck your tummy up, look to your belly. And then uncurl the spine. One more time, little extension. Stick the bum out, get as much movement as you feel feels okay. And the last one, rounding the spine. Hold, and then come back to a neutral position if you can. So find that kind of comfortable place for your wrists. Your shoulders need to be over your wrists. You can move your feet quite close together. Here we go. Okay, but you still want to have your legs under your hips. So you're still stacked with the legs. So as in your legs under your hips, so you're not leaning backwards or forwards, okay? So lift that right leg and straighten it out behind you. See if you can level up your hips though. So your hips will have wanted to turn up on the right side. So keep them square to the ground And you're going to squeeze the bum and lift that leg as high as you can without arching your back. And then let it come down just a little bit. And lift it again. Squeeze the bum and down. And lift and squeeze. And down. And then just be aware that your head is dropped down. So everyone's looking at their knees. Here we go. Looking through the back of the chair. Squeeze the bum. We've got 3 to go. That's number 6. Careful that the hips don't tilt. It looks very good from here. And 1 more, I think. All right. Yeah. Last one. Squeeze the bum and place that foot back down next to its friend. A little bit of bum work there. Take your left foot back. Bend your right knee just a little bit. Keep your shoulders over your wrists. Lift the left leg behind you. Level up your hips. So make sure that you keep it square to the floor. And then lift that leg a little bit more if you can, as high as you can without arching your back, and lower it down just a little bit. And lift, squeeze the bum. And lift, 3. And squeeze the bum. Everything else stays quiet. 5. Squeeze the bum, 6. Excellent. 7. 8, keep the neck long so the shoulders stay away from, oh wait, we're doing 9. Look at that. Let's just do 1 more. And slowly put that foot back down. Right. Move your hands. Hands are actually fine where they are. You're going to move your feet back. So take a big step back. Line up your ankle and your knee and your hip and your shoulder. It doesn't matter which one, any one, and then you can take the other one back. So you're basically going into your front plank position. But your shoulders need to be over the chair, so directly over the chair. Try and widen your collarbones just a little bit. So squeeze the shoulder blades back and together. Tummy stays nice and tight. Holding it there. Don't forget to breathe. A few seconds. And then you can step forwards with both feet. And then I want you to put both hands close to each other on the chair. All right, we're going to add on to that just a little bit. So that was your front plank. We're going to go into the same position. So it might feel a little bit uncomfortable in the wrist. See if you might want to put a wrist support dad onto the chair. See how it feels. Take your 1 foot back. Take your other foot back, going into your front plank. Okay, hold it there. Now I want you to swivel your hips to the left. Swivel your feet so they go inline skating. And then open up your left arm, come up to the ceiling. So you're going into your side plank. Pull your tummy tight. Keep your shoulder almost over the chair. So you don't want to feel like the chair is going to skid out away from you. You're staying in a fairly safe position. Hold for a few seconds. Now see if you can take the weight off your left foot and line it up with your right foot. No? Shift your weight backwards just a little bit. So you've got to put your weight backwards. Your hips will have to move back a little bit. Okay? No? Okay, and then you can unsplit your feet, shift the shoulders around, swivel back onto the balls of your feet, back into your front support, maybe, and then going around to the right. So swivel the hips to the right, open the chest to the right, arm up to the ceiling, keep the tummy tight, and hold it there. Very nice. And then see if you can take the weight off that right foot and slide it back to meet the left. You might find one side is more possible than the other side. There's always a preferred side. And then split the feet again, 1 foot in front of the other, shift the shoulders forwards, round back into your front support. Nice, onto the balls of your feet, tummy nice and tight. And you can step forwards and just roll out the wrists a little bit. So take the pressure off the wrist for a few seconds. How was that one? Quite hard? The sideways ones, hey? Okay, let's try. So we can go down into a kneeling position. So I want you to kneel next to the chair. Your right elbow is going to be on the chair because then you guys will be facing me. Right elbow. There we go. Okay, so we'll do 2 sets of this one. Let's see. You can hook your hand so your fingers can hook over the edge of the chair. Put your hands on the hips. Take your left leg out long. Left leg out long. Top leg out straight. There we go. Top leg. Okay. Now see if you can create that. So remember the armpit connection. push up into your armpit, push up into that underside oblique, and see if you can slide that leg out that's underneath, your underneath leg, to behind your left leg. See if you can get that balance, maybe. Maybe not, maybe. You want a towel, padding under the elbow. Don't let your hips drop down, don't let them sag. Lift the hips and bring that knee back in. Keep that left leg out long. Flex your left foot and lift that leg up and then down and lift and down. See if you can keep everything quiet. Yes, I know. We're working out pre-Christmas dinner. 3 more. 7. I'm sweating. It's like humid, hey? And pause for a second. 1 more side plank. Let's see. Put your pressure into that left foot, and slide the right foot back underneath. Lift the hips. Get as much connection to your armpit as you can. Hold it there. Keep the chest open forwards. Nice. Perfect. Hold, hold, breathe, breathe, and bring that knee back in and change over to the other side. I'm going to just turn my chair around so I can still keep an eyeball on everybody. Got to watch the slot. You okay there? Oh, it is very humid. Okay, so elbow on the chair. Take the right leg out long. I know you're not getting a mirror image if you're watching the video, but that's fine. Okay. So your elbow, just check that your elbow is under your shoulder. Get that armpit connection. So push up into the armpit, push up into the left obliques, and then put the pressure into that right foot, and see if you can slide the left leg back and hook it in behind the right foot. Let's see. Push up into the armpit. You know what you can do, Mum? Take your right hand and put it on top of that other hand. So it's like use a bit of a double support. So if you're battling with that one. Yeah, there you are. Nice. Hold, 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 hold. Tummy tight. Not nice at all. And slide that knee back in gracefully, elegantly, lovely. And relax. Nicely done. All right. Keep that leg out long. We're not going to go anywhere just yet. Right. You can't get out. Actually, I'm blocking the exit. You know, don't think I didn't plan this all along. All right. Lifting up that right leg up to the side and then down and up and down. Try and keep that connection into the armpit. So you might want to move your elbow a little bit further away from you, or move your knee further away from the chair. You don't want to feel like you're all cramped up. That's 6. 2 more. 7 and 8 and down with that leg. Now let's see if we can do last side plank. Use the double support if you want to. Put one hand down and then lift up into the armpit, lift into the oblique, slide that left leg in and back and behind. Amazing. Lift those hips as high as you can. Don't be sagging in the hips. Hold, hold, hold. 3, 2, 1. Slide that knee back out and elegantly and gracefully slide all the way up straight. Grab a seat on your chair. Very nicely done. It's super hard, hey? Yeah. We all okay? Okay. So if you want to turn around to face me, you're welcome to. I'm not scared of the death stares that I'm getting. Okay, so with the next one, you want to sit as much to the edge of your chair as you can, but not feeling like the chair is going to scoot out behind you. So your legs are going to come out long and fairly wide, so kind of like a bit of a V. I'm literally dripping in sweat. I'm absolutely boiling. Whew, yes, that's a good idea. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. We've done this one lots of times. So arms out in front of you. We're going to roll ourselves down, stretch ourselves forwards between the knees. And now just be aware that the chair's not going to scoot out behind you, please. So go as far forward as you can so you feel a bit of a stretch down the back line of your body. Then you start lifting those arms up to your ears, lifting your chest forwards a little bit if you can. It's actually a really nice way to get into your back extension without having to sit on the floor with the legs out long. Lift as high as you can. Lift the chest, lift the chest, lift the chest. You're getting across the shoulder blades, so the bra strap area, and then come slowly back down. Hang yourself forwards and roll yourself back up straight. Okay, so you want to feel, this is our back extensions. Are you okay? I know, I hear you. Whew. Okay, roll ourselves down, stretching forwards. Get a nice stretch down the back lines of the body, and then lift the arms to your ears first. Lift your breastbone away from your pelvis. That's the length that you want to create. It's the front line length, and the connection is between, not between, just below your shoulder blades. Hold, hold, hold. Don't forget to breathe. And slowly back down and roll yourself back up, sitting up nice and tall. 2 to go. Oh, that's nice. Someone's opened the front door. Coming all the way down. Roll forward, stretch down the back lines of the body, lift the arms to the ears, lift the breastbone away from your pelvis. Get a good connection in the upper back. You can open the hands a little bit if you want to release the shoulders. And then come slowly back down and roll yourself back up. One more time. Last one. And come slowly down. Stretching forward, past your feet and your ankles if you can. Lift the arms. Lift the chest. Hold it there. Get that connection across the middle and the upper back. Breathe. And roll slowly back down. And round yourself all the way back up. Arms can go down by your sides. Nicely done. Okay. Bend the knees back in. Push off the bum a little bit. You're going to stay on the edge of your chair. I want you to lean yourself back. Hopefully you've got a back of the chair. If you don't, just lean yourself back and use your tummy muscles. The rest of us will all get there. You can hold on to the sides of your chair. You can hold on to the sides of the chair if that feels a little bit easier. I want you to take your right leg out straight and long and lift it up. Just going as high as it feels okay. It's not a stretch in the hamstring. It's a work in the front and then the hip flexor. So in your quad and your hip flexor, try and keep your hips still. So be careful that you don't start swooping to try and lift. Pelvis has to stay still. I think we're on about 10. Pause for a second. Pause, stay on the same side. Turn the foot out slightly. So you're turning the foot into like a duck foot angle. Keep the knee locked though. And 2, 3. Keep it super locked. Don't let your hips rotate. You'll feel that they want to lift on that side. Push the left leg down. What are we on? 5, 6. Mom, left hip down. Left hip. Push the left hip down into the chair. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. 9. So what, number 1? 10. And relax there. You'll feel, so what happens, as you release it, then you're like, oh, you're sitting it back down. Do you know what I mean? So it's because that works so that you can offload your hip flexor, because your hip flexor doesn't want to work. You look exhausted, Mom. Sorry. Okay, let's take the left leg out. We'll stay here in this position. Rest your head if you can. Close your eyes. No, I'm kidding. Be upstanding, all of you. Okay, up and down. Lifting it up. So be careful. Yeah, you could even put your hands on your hips. It gives you a little bit of feedback. 3, that's much better. 4. I'll keep the knee locked here the whole time. Pull the toes up towards you. Flex the foot. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pause. Wednesday will be a nice chilled class, I promise. Turn the foot out slightly. Going up. Now with the turn out, that's when you're going to feel that that hip wants to lift. So keep pushing that right hip down into the chair. 5, 6, 7. So hard. 8. Knee locked, knee locked, knee locked. Don't let it bend. Good. I want to see knee wrinkles, everybody. Last one, bend the knee and shake out those legs. Ah, not too bad, hey? No. Not standing up anytime soon. Okay, you're gonna lie down. So you can put the chairs on this end of your mat maybe. No, lie down on your mat. The chair is gonna be on this end, and you can put your feet either side of the legs. So yeah, that's fine. So put your, come a little bit further down there, there's a bit of space. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so you need a bit of space so you can lie down on your mat and take your hands behind your head. Okay, come a little bit further down so that your feet can be either side of the legs of the chair. Okay, gosh, golly me. All right, so legs either side of the chair. Yes, kind of find it where there's some meat, hopefully. So not your ankle bones. Yeah, find a little bit of meat to be touching the chair legs. Not a lot of meat, just not your ankles. Okay, I'm going to go into little roll-ups. So you won't need a towel or anything like that, because you're going to give the chair just a gentle little squeeze. Take your arms up to the ceiling. You're going to take them back behind your head. As you breathe in, you're going to set your hands up on the front of your thighs, and then breathing out as you squeeze the chair just a little bit. Squeeze the chair, squeeze the chair, squeeze the chair, nice. And then stretch your arms all the way forwards and through. That's the chair. I'm so grateful to hear that. And then coming back up tall, sitting up straight, and then hinge back down. Not hinge, tuck your tailbone under you. So get a good, and if you need to then squeeze the chair at the same time as you come all the way down, hands go behind your head. And as you breathe in, set your hands up on your sides and breathe out. Give a squeeze on the chair, nice, all the way up. And then sitting up nice and tall. I hope it was the chair, otherwise it was your pelvis, which is not good. Rolling back. Each vertebra must go back down onto the mat one at a time. Take the hands behind the head, breathe in. Breathe out. Stretching forward. Rolling back up. Find kind of your own kind of pace with this one. See if you can roll back down. Breathe in as your hands go back. Out as you lift your shoulders. Up, stretching forward, sitting up tall, rolling back down. Squeeze the chair as much as you need to. Just gives you a little bit of assistance. Forward, we've got one more to go. In fact, on the next one, yeah, Dad, do one more. Very good for you. And you can roll all the way back and lie down on your back. Ah, lovely. Stretch the arms out behind you, over your head. Legs are out long, pointy toes, stretchy body. Good morning stretch. Ah, lovely. Right, now, bend your knees and wriggle yourself down towards your chair, or maybe hook your chair closer to you. So kind of whatever's going to work. So you're going to put your heels onto the chair. Your knees need to be bent at 90 degrees. Your hips are going to be at 90 degrees. So you've got to get the chair a little bit closer to you, probably. Closer, mom. Closer, mom. Good. Perfect, Dad. Lovely. Okay. Hands down by your sides. You're going to push your heels into the chair, squeeze the bum, and lift the hips up off the mat. Try and keep your knees in line with your feet and your hips. So don't let them flop out to the side. That's the little cheat that our bodies are going to want to do. Is your neck relaxed and soft and your shoulders are relaxed, your arms are not working, using your bum, using your hamstrings. Roll slowly back down, all the way down to the mat, and relax. Lifting up again, squeeze the bum, lifting the hips up. Lift as high as you can through the gap. You can get quite a lot higher with this position with your feet. You want to make sure that the hamstrings and the glutes are working, not your back, not your neck, not your shoulders. Roll slowly back down, all the way down to the mat. Go. Coming back up again, we've got one more to go. Squeeze the bum, lift the hips up, roll up through the spine, relax the neck and the shoulders and the arms. Keep the knees up and the toes up straight to the ceiling. And then rolling slowly all the way back down. Very nicely done. Right. A little bit of eccentric hamstring work coming up next. So it's going to be quite hard work on the hammies. You're going to move both your feet quite close together. There we go. You're going to squeeze the bum. You're going to lift the hips not quite as high as you were going. So long as you've got a good bum activation, your hamstrings are working. Lift your right foot just off the chair and slowly lower the hips back down. Put your right foot back down. Lift the hips up to as high as you can, and then lift that right foot again, sorry, slowly back down and put the foot back down. So you're using two legs to help you lift, one leg to control the return. Slowly back down. Don't let your arms take over. We've got 3 to go, just 6 on each side. Squeeze the bum, lifting up. Lift the right foot, slowly lower down. It's a lot of work on your hamstring. It's a really important movement for your hamstring to be able to control. Slowly down. We've got 1 to go after this one. Particularly with things like running and walking, those sorts of unconscious behaviors where our muscles have to control lengthening and contracting. We neglect the lengthening control. And relax there, nicely done. Okay, you can give that hamstring, the left hammy, a bit of a rub and a wiggle if you need to. I'm going to change over to the other side. So both feet down on the chair, squeeze the bum, lifting up, Engage that right side, lift the left, and slowly lower down. And you'll feel a lot of work going into the hamstrings. Lift with both. Lift the left. Slowly lower down. Try and relax those arms if you can. It's really hard to not engage the arms. Foot back down. Squeeze the bum, lift up. And slowly lower down. Nice. Go. 3 to go, I think. Are we on 3? I think we're on 3. Almost done. Slowly lower down. Eccentric work is extremely boring, but it's incredibly effective if you can commit to it just a few times. Last 2. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Oh gosh. Hamstring's getting tired, doesn't want to hold the chair anymore. Last one. Last one. Oh my gosh. And slow, is that the chair, hey? I assume. Give that right side a little bit of a wriggle and a wiggle and a rub, love. All right. Right, hands down by your hips still, a little bit open to the side. So make them at sort of a low V. I don't know what's wrong with the chair. Don't blame the chair. Inanimate objects cannot be blamed. Okay. So your legs are on the chair. Don't worry too much about the chair now. You're going to hover your heels off the chair. Glue your knees together. Your hands are in a low V. So take your arms a little bit out from the sides of your hips. Your palms are facing down. You're going to keep your shoulders down. Roll your hips to the left. Keep your knees level. And then bring it back using your seat belt. So your side tummy muscles to roll it back to the center. Rolling over to the right. Keep your knees level, shoulders down. And seat belt to bring it back. You want to feel like it's actually quite a high belt that you're wearing. It's not low down seat belt, not your lap belt. And slide it back together. So using your chair really just as a bit of a framework to work around. Don't worry about it too much. Rolling the hips over. Go as far as you can, so long as you feel that you've still got that control to keep the shoulders down, to keep the knees level, and to bring them back using your side tummy muscles. Pulling the tummy muscles down. We've got 2 more to go, or 3 more, so just even yourself out. I've got 2 more now. Back. And then just 1 more. Then you can center your legs over the chair. Hold them there still. In fact, no, rest your heels back down onto the chair. Bring your hands back to the sides of your hips. You're going to lift, tuck your chin in, so look to your tummy, roll your shoulders up, slide your hands down, and just hover them off the mat. So you're in a little chest lift, but you're not supporting your head. You're going to reach your right hand to the front leg of the chair, kind of in that direction, and then reach your left hand to the other side. So you're going side to side, trying to touch the front little chair legs, and side, and side. So you're just swiveling side to side. Try and keep your shoulder height the same. Good. 9. I feel like something is going to crash. Almost done. 1 more on each side, or even yourself out. Then come back to the center, and shoulders can come all the way down and arms can rest. Just turn your head side to side. So roll your head over to each side a few times, releasing that tension. And then take your hands up to the ceiling, interlace your fingers, and pop your hands behind your head. You're going to tuck the chin in again. So just look, glance to your tummy. Lift the elbows to shoulder height. Lift the elbows to within your peripheral vision. And then just lift the shoulders up off the mat. So going up into a little chest lift. And then come slowly back down. So we're just going to do 8 very textbook little chest lifts. And down. And try and concentrate on lengthening the back line of your body. So you're trying to create length down your back as you lift. 4 to go, I think, if I'm counting correctly. Pull the tummy muscles down into the mat as you lift up. Last 2. And last 1. And slowly release all the way down. Hands can come down, out from behind your head. You're going to leave your right leg on the chair and just cross your left ankle across onto your knee. There we go. You can lift your right leg off the chair if you want to hold behind your right thigh and just pull that knee up as tightly as you can up towards your chest. You can get into that hip stretch quite quickly, and then pushing out on that left knee with your left elbow, and then try and lengthen that tailbone. So you can do either of those or both of them or neither, as long as you get a big stretch into that left glute. I've got my lefts and rights all muddled up here. Holding for a few seconds. And then you can rest that right foot back onto the chair. Just slide your left knee all the way over your right knee. Hold onto both of your shins and bring your knees up towards your chest as much as you can, and then pulling your ankles away from one another. So the movement of pulling on your shins is doing two things. It's moving your knees up to your chest, and it's moving your feet away from one another. Hold it there. So getting a nice deep piriformis stretch. Okay. And then I want you to hold onto your left knee. So keep your left knee up. Take your right knee down and see if you can kind of wriggle it so that it kind of slides through under the chair. So your right leg has gone through under the chair, out straight. A bit of a wriggle and a squiggle. There we go. Can you manage that? No, you're fine there. Yeah, so keep holding onto your left knee. Take your left knee across your body. So let your hips rotate over to the right side. Take your left arm out into a T-junction behind you. So you've got your right hand on your left knee. You've got your left arm out behind you. And try and just relax into that position. See if you can get a nice rotation. Breathing into the stretch. As you breathe out, see if you can just relax more and more into that rotation. Try and stretch that left arm out behind you a little bit further. And then you can just help that right and left knee to come back up. So use your hand to help it a little bit. Shift your hips back to the center. You can bring your right knee up through the gap again. Put your left foot on top of the chair. Right ankle crosses over onto left knee. Nice. Hold behind your left leg. Oh, pull those knees, pull that knee up towards your chest as much as you can. Oh my gosh. Hold it there for a few seconds. Something a little bit raucous down there. No, it's not too bad. Okay, that's fine. So just hold that. Watch, lift this foot, lift that foot. There we go. Might be better like that. No, but it can be. You say, or not. It's entirely up to you. You could rest your heel on the chair. It's fine. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's nice. Nice. Keep it there. So you could rest that heel if you wanted to. See if you can push out with your elbow on that knee, lengthen the tailbone, do all of those things. Not like you need to hear me nagging. You guys are on like 9 months of this. Yowza. Quite impressive, eh? And then slide that right leg all the way over. Bring the knees up to your chest. Hold onto your shins and see if you can pull your ankles apart. Knees pulled up to your chest as tightly as you can. Holding it there. There we go. And then you can let go of your left leg, but keep holding onto your right knee up to your chest. See if you can wriggle yourself in some way to get your left leg out under your chair. A bit of a squiggle. There we go. Hold on to the right knee, take it across your body, swivel those hips over and stretch your right arm out behind you. See how much you can relax into the stretch. You've got your left hand on your outside of your right knee and your right arm out to a T-junction. Remember, as you breathe out, see if you can just lengthen a little bit more into that rotation. Okay. And then you can help that right knee to come back up. So use your hand to help you come back up. Find the center. There we go. And then just take both of your knees up to your chest. So bring both knees up, tightly up to your chest. You could round yourself into a ball if you feel like it, but that's entirely up to you. Just feel a nice stretching around the whole back side of your body. And then you can take both feet down, or actually roll over onto your left side. Push yourself up into a sitting position. And then I want you to come into kneeling in front of your chair. You're going to put both, yeah, pretty much. Put both of your hands on the chair and move your knees so they're quite far back-ish. Your arms are straight, hands are on the chair. Here we go. And then you're going to sit down onto your heels, keep your arms straight, and just see how low you can get your chest to go. You might need to move your knees closer to the chair, both of you actually, possibly, because you want your bum to go down towards your heels and your chest to be lowering down towards the mat. It won't go all the way down. Try and rest into the arms. You're going to feel quite a lot of tension under the arms and into the back or the middle back. Quite an important mobility to maintain. That looks really good, both of you. Hold for a few seconds. Try and breathe out and soften some more into that stretch. So try and release into that same place where we try and activate when we're doing our extensions. You're now trying to get a bit more mobility there. So you're trying to just soften into that space. And then you can slowly pull the tummy tight, tuck the tailbone under, start rounding your spine just a little bit. Come into a cat stretch and then take your hands off the chair, put your fingertips down onto the mat, tuck your toes underneath your feet and lift your knees. So you're into your crouched position. You go to the balls of your feet. Yeah, your hands, whatever suits you, yeah, kind of whatever you can push on. Not into a hover, not into your squat. Yeah. Yes. Like we're done. We're doing our roll down now. You okay? Yeah, it's called a roll down. Okay. Lift the bum. Heels come down. Hang at the bottom of your roll down because you know that this is nearly the end. You see, your prayers eventually were answered. Your chair prayer. Tummy nice and tight, and let's start slowly rebuilding that spine, restacking each vertebra. See if you can go one vertebra at a time. Use your tummy to control the movement. Shoulders come back up, head comes back up, look like you pulled through a bush backwards. Take the arms up to the ceiling, hold onto your right wrist, and then pull on that right side, putting yourself over. Soften the knees just a little bit. Hold for a few seconds. And then come back up to the center. Hold onto your left wrist. Pull that left side over. Try and relax your neck if you can. So try not to hunch the shoulders too much. You're trying to get an opening in that left rib cage and down into the hip maybe. And come all the way back up. Open both arms out to the sides. Right. Nice deep breath in. Connect the fingertips. And breathing out. And there you have it. See, it wasn't so bad. It was a bit tough to start off with as usual. Always start